Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Politics Matter Jamaica network. And this is the Hello Neighbor Prime Time Show. We're live on TikTok and we're live on X. Having a little problem connecting to Facebook, but I'm sure that we will work that out and and connect there soon. We're going to, in the neighbor's notes, look at the Vaz visa story and ask the question: did the People's National Party lie on the threshold of Jamaica's 64th? It appears as if the political opposition has once again demonstrated a betrayal of their own country. By the way, where is Mr. Mark Golding, the leader of the opposition? I understand that Mr. Golding is not on the island. Mrs. Donna Scott Motley, she has been representing the leader of the opposition at the various occasions marking Jamaica's 64th independence. I was told today, you see, that the People's National Party have given their bloggers order. They have been instructed to ramp up the attack on Andrew Holness. I'm saying this because it's an allegation that they have been told to don't hold back. Go full speed ahead in attacking the government. You notice that even the container homes, modular homes, the PNP is having a problem with them. And just before I came on air, I heard a PNP blogger. I heard a PNP blogger saying, here is what he said, that Andrew Holness has a vendetta against Jamaicans and that the Prime Minister despises the Jamaican people. Imagine that the Prime Minister has a vendetta against Jamaicans and he despises the people of Jamaica. A man that has won 3 consecutive elections. The PNP is now saying that the Holness administration, led by the Prime Minister, has a vendetta against Jamaican people. I was going to celebrate independence, but I've decided that I am not going to celebrate it this year. I'm going to use tomorrow to do a little bit of reflection. I'm going to boycott independent celebrations this year. Not because I I'm not a proud Jamaican, but I'm going to use tomorrow to do some personal reflection about a few things. Because at my old age, I have never seen Jamaica so divided down party lines. And it's paradoxical, it's almost oxymoronic to think of the two Jamaicas that is now existing. Let me jump in and just say good evening to my producer, Caroline. Hello, Caroline. How are you?
Hi, good evening, neighbor. Great. How are you?
Why I'm hot. The studio is hot, and the unit I have in making a little noise, but I have to keep it on. I hope it's not disturbing you.
It's not at all, but neighbor, it's summer. You're in a suit.
Well, yes, I am. I could take off my shirt, but I would
Well,
sweat,
don't take off your shirt, but you could take off your jacket, sir.
But that's true. That's true. Okay, but it's not a prime time look.
Okay, so well, neighbor, I must let you know that we're getting audio on X, but we're not getting video, so I'm not sure what's happening.
Oh, well, are you getting video on Are you getting video on YouTube?
Yes, video and audio and TikTok, but we're not getting video on.
Yeah. I think it takes a little time to sort through, but I'll try and see what I can do. I'm connected over there, so I'm not so sure. Not so sure what is happening.
Well, I think since we're not getting the video on X, you may turn that off because
Okay. You want me to turn off that? All right. So let's try and turn that
yes,
off, and then we can fix it, and get back. Eh?
of course.
All right. Yeah. So I've turned that off.
Okay, so listeners, while neighbors doing that, good evening and welcome. Thanks for joining. Asking everyone to repost the live. Press that white arrow at the bottom and then that yellow circle to repost the live. Also, at the top of the page, there's that red heart that says join. Please press it and send the heart me's. And over on YouTube, please give us the thumbs up on the live stream over there. Thank you so much. And listeners, please remember to tap, share, repost, send the heart me's, and to keep the comment section very active. Asking the neighborites to type in the hashtags. Thank you so much. Have a great show, neighbor.
Thank you too. Yeah. So just before I took the break, I was telling you that I am not going to be going to no celebration tomorrow. Um, Mr. Siaga, you see, was not a known political figure in Jamaica. And Mr. Siaga burst onto the national consciousness with a fantastic speech before many of you were born. Mr. Siaga spoke of the two Jamaicas. It was a sociological look at the post-colonial Jamaica. And we have a very interesting history, because before we got independence, Jamaica was almost subservient And in that society, the colonial society, you never have no right. That is why most of us, many of us, listening to me tonight, your parents could barely read. Maybe then drop out by from grade 3. You know that when I was growing up in Jamaica, then they used to send you go to Friday school. You never go to, you went to school Monday to Thursday, but not Friday. Friday you go carry water, go market. So education was not important. And if you even go to school on Friday, school over half day. That is Jamaica I grew up in, half day school Friday. And when you go to school on a Friday, a very few picnic did it. Mostly the bright ones. In my community, when you pass exam, that time the results came out in the gleaner. You bought a gleaner, you look for your name in the gleaner. And it's a big thing in the community. And you submit pass exam. Big something in the community. You're seen as a star. That is the society that I grew up in the 70s. And many of our parents could not read because they grew up under the colonial system. And that system was a classist system where if you're black, you turn a back. And if you're brown, you stick around. You could not walk into a bank when I was growing up, and see a black teller, You wouldn't see a black teller in Barclays Bank. And even when it was NCB, when the government took it over, pure brown people. And Mr. Siaga wrote about the two Jamaicas, a sociological perspective that at that time he placed Jamaica into two categories. And he called some the haves and the others the haves not. Those that have it and those who never have it. My brothers and my sisters listening to me tonight, I am not an old man. I am still a very relatively young man. And I live Consi. I live Fisi. Jamaica transition from a classist divided society to a more equitable society where in Jamaica you could have black like a tar. If you have ambition, you can attend any school or university, drive any car, Buy land anyway and build house. That is an amazing transformation. A society that when I was a boy, carry half a book to school and barefoot, short pants. I never dreamed that I would be living in this Jamaica today. Never saw it. I never saw in Jamaica that poor people picnic could have go to university. Half a pencil. You know what they used to cook for lunch at the canteen? At the primary school is to go? Cornmeal dumpling. Cornmeal dumpling only. Only cornmeal dumpling. You're lucky if you get piece of little corned beef. And bulgur. Sometimes you eat bulgur Monday to Thursday. Every day you eat bulgur so till the correct word is clawing. But we call it Jamaica Clyde. You Clyde, sometimes you get ton cornmeal. Short pants and barefoot. You know where I live? Where I live in the country, you walk to school, it's about 4 miles. And every day you would see the students walking. And when I go back to that same community in Manchester, not one of them pick me. Not one of them walk to school. Not one of them walk. Every one of them, either them parents drop them off or them take taxi, go to school. The socio-economic gap is closed. We no longer have that socio-economic gap. And some of you will not like what I say. But Andrew Holness, as we celebrate 64 years of independence, Andrew Holness is responsible for the closing of that gap. And I say to Jamaicans, that he deserves heartiest commendations.
And Mabel,
Uh-huh.
please allow me to interrupt you. I think if you need to fix something, the tappers are automatically joining.
Well, I wonder what I need to fix here. Let me see what I need to turn off. Let me turn that on. All right. I don't see where that is possible, but okay. All right. Okay. 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 All right. Yeah. So sorry about that. So just before I came on air, I heard a PNP man saying that the Prime Minister of Jamaica has a vendetta against Jamaicans and he despises the Jamaican people. What a piece of absurdity and lie. I make PNP people lie so man. Eh? Comrades, make no lie so. What vendetta the Prime Minister have against Jamaicans? Andrew Holness despise Jamaican people? Andrew Holness? Boy, I tell you. Anyway, the matter of Daryl Vaz visa revocation is back in the news. A couple of weeks ago, the General Secretary of the People's National Party was forced to issue an apology to Mr. Vaz for comments he made on a political platform suggesting that Mr. Vaz was involved in unaliving and also that Vaz was part of a plot to get rid of the Prime Minister by death. The matter came to some settlement and Mr. Campbell had to issue an apology. Here is Mr. Vaz as he responds to the fact that the PNP are back at it again. Mr. Vaz is saying that they don't learn. Listen.
I have seen the postings on social media as it relates to the re-emergence of my visa revocation matter. Let me indicate again that I was cleared of these unfounded, politically based allegations by both the US authorities and the Jamaican authorities. Hence, my visa being fully reinstated. Again, it seems as if the PNP operatives have not learned their lesson from their General Secretary's apology and retraction.
Member of Parliament for West Portland, Daryl Vaz. Mr. Vaz's visa was reinstated in September 2021. Following the reinstatement, former United States Ambassador to Kingston, Donald Tapia, admitted that an error was made when the visa was revoked. So the United States Embassy is admitting that the revocation of Mr. Vaz's visa was an error. I wonder what were the political implications of that revocation. Did the Jamaica Labour Party suffer electorally by the then revocation of a visa of a senior cabinet minister? Do you recall the story? Recall that the party was not successful in the election that followed. George Davis, I thought, in commenting on that Tapia interview, dealt with it very well. I want you to listen to George Davis uninterrupted, and then I'm going to make some comments. Listen to George Davis.
Listeners, please repost and send the heart news, please.
Said no about the PNP's involvement. It's not my interpretation. I'm not name dropping the PNP here. As I say, I'm just here washing up plate after Tapia and Cliff Hughes had a hell of a feast on Cliff Hughes Online on Tuesday. He said PNP, he said Dr. Peter Phillips, and he said PNP more than once. So we're in no doubt, according to Tapia, of where the rumors against Vaz came from about his visa. Watch this now. September 2021. A press release issued by the PNP. The People's National Party is calling on Minister Daryl Vaz to explain details surrounding a waiver he was granted that has helped him to secure a one-year US visa. According to the PNP, the need for this waiver raises immediate concerns which must be addressed. The opposition is calling on Vaz to clarify for the people of Jamaica the circumstances which led to the need for a waiver. Direct quote from the press release now, sent on Saturday, September 25. Mr. Vaz is a sitting member of the cabinet, and the need for this waiver raises immediate concerns which must be addressed, as it indicates that the consular officer had reason to believe that Mr. Vaz is associated with drug trafficking. That was the PNP's release of September 25, 2021. So then, based on what the former US ambassador has said, if it is that we are to believe that the PNP has run a program on Daryl Vaz and ran that program for a long time, is it the same PNP now who's asking Vaz to fess up and to say why his US visa had been revoked and why the consular officer was given reason to believe that Vaz is associated with drug trafficking? And the PNP raised the Vaz visa issue as recently as when Isaac Buchanan was coming into politics. And the JLP raised concerns about the Isaac issue. And they said, well, Vaz had his US visa revoked for trafficking issues. And you all hug up Vaz, so who are you now to talk about us putting forward Isaac Buchanan as a standard bearer for the party? These are things that in the normal course of things, it's a boy deserve commission of inquiry. But there's so much work to be done here. But we can't just let this slide. The PNP is very quick, very swift. Their media center is very active. They churn out releases. Everything is a PNP response, a PNP release. There was no release about the voice notes concerning Major Anderson and Nara. I haven't yet seen a release about what Tapia said. What do you think? Do you think they'll respond officially to what the former US ambassador said? Will they say he was telling lies? Because that's the only thing that can cause the record not to retain the entry that the PNP told lies on Daryl Vaz, sufficient for him to lose his visa and sufficient for his reputation to be stained. I really hope it's not so. As our alternative government, it would look good for this to be the truth. What Tapia has.
All right. So there you had George. Let's go again. Bear with me, because there are some comments that I must make as I go along. Did the PNP lie? Is a question that must be asked. Did they lie? And if they lied, what next? We just move on as a country? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a democracy, a two-party democracy. Third parties in Jamaica do not survive. There have been many of them, including the National Democratic Movement that got over 30,000 votes when it was led by former Prime Minister and leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, Bruce Golding. They secured over 30,000 votes. 30,000, more than 30,000 people voted NDM. That was the closest any third party came. But all the others have died. And you and I will not in our lifetime see a third party built in Jamaica to beat either the JLP or the PNP. They are culturally infused into Jamaica. And in this democracy, the alternative government is being accused of allegedly lying to the United States Embassy in a dossier that caused the revocation of the visa of a sitting cabinet minister. Let's go again.
Said no about the PNP's involvement. It's not my interpretation. I'm not name dropping the PNP here. As I say, I'm just here washing up plate after Tapia and Cliff Hughes had a hell of a feast on Cliff Hughes Online on Tuesday.
Yeah.
He said PNP, he said Dr. Peter Phillips, and he said PNP more than once. So we're in no doubt, according to Tapia, of where the rumors against Vaz came from about his view.
The rumors against Vaz, according to Davis, and according to his interpretation of Tapia, came from the PNP. But political parties don't spread rumors. Political parties don't operate in this irresponsible way. A political party that seeks government acts more responsibly. You don't expect the PNP to lie. And I'm going to make a point here. And I made it today in a podcast I did on this subject. You can go to YouTube and see it. The current investigation into the Prime Minister is to be looked at, The Integrity Commission, the Integrity Commission's investigation into the Prime Minister's statutory declarations that cannot be certified for more than how many years? Take sleep mark death. That's why I'm not celebrating no independence this year. I'm not going to be celebrating. I am going to be reflecting. I am not celebrating this year. I'll be reflecting because we are in very serious times.
Watch this now. September 2021. A press release issued by the PNP. The People's National Party is calling on Minister Daryl Vaz to explain details surrounding a waiver he was granted that has helped him to secure a one-year US visa. According to the PNP, the need for this waiver raises immediate concerns which must be addressed. The opposition is calling on Vaz to clarify for the people of Jamaica the circumstances which led to the need for a waiver. Direct quote from the press release now, sent on Saturday, September 25. Mr. Vaz is a sitting member of the cabinet, and the need for this waiver raises immediate concerns which must be addressed, as it indicates that the consular officer had reason to believe that Mr. Vaz is associated with drug trafficking. That was the PNP's release of September 25, 2021. So then, based on what the former US ambassador has said, if it is that we are to believe that the PNP has run a program on Daryl Vaz and ran that program for a long time, is it the same PNP now who is asking Vaz to fess up and to say why his US visa had been revoked and why the consular officer was given reason to believe that Vaz is associated with drug trafficking? And the PNP raised the Vaz visa issue as recently as when Isaac Buchanan was coming into politics. And the JLP raised concerns about the Isaac issue. And they said, well, Vaz had his US visa revoked for trafficking issues. And you all hug up Vaz, so who are you now to talk about us putting forward Isaac Buchanan as a standard bearer for the party? These are things that in the normal course of things, it's a boy deserve commission of inquiry, but there's so much work to be done here.
Yeah. I think that the government of Jamaica should appoint a special investigator, empower that person with the requisite constitutional authority to investigate this matter. And I believe that if the Jamaica Labour Party does not do it, I would be very disappointed in them. Daryl Vaz may have been responsible, along with the Prime Minister, for the Jamaica Labour Party winning a third consecutive term. There has been no other minister outside of Nigel Clark that has been more effective, especially in terms of the social side, than Daryl Vaz. And Daryl Vaz has suggested that he intends to hang up his political boots and go into retirement after this term. And I believe that his party, the party that Mr. Vaz has served and has basically given up his reputation for, should appoint a commission of inquiry into this matter so that the Jamaican people can know the truth.
Asking our listeners over on YouTube to give the live stream a thumbs up. And for TikTok, could you please send a heart means, repost the live, tap and share, please.
Neighbor rights, I don't know what influence you have. I don't know if there's anyone from the hierarchy of the party listening to me. You owe it to Mr. Vaz to send him off with honor and dignity and embarrass the People's National Party. And I'm a man of forgiveness because I go to church. But I tell you, if what we are hearing here is true, then we can have no confidence whatsoever in anything that the PNP says. Quite frankly, there should be a boycott. I see so many of the labor rights, them love run up and jump up in the PNP box them. Some of you labor rights are betraying your own party. Some of you love talk too much. Should have nothing to do with them. Because they're like that man that dig the pit for Mordecai. Hey man. And it appears as if the PNP is falling in their own pit. The pit they have dug. And on this celebrating, as on the eve of us celebrating 64 years, the PNP is an embarrassment. An embarrassment. As a matter of fact, I tell you the truth. I'm not one to bash the PNP. I believe that they deserve a fair chance and a fair hearing. After all, they are His Majesty loyal opposition. But after hearing this, I'm sorry. This is a shame. This is a disgrace. This is a betrayal of a political party that wants to lead Jamaica and the Jamaican people. What a shame. What a shame. And you all go to Parliament, sit on the other side and bang the decks and shake Daryl Vaz's hand. My God. David said that if it was an enemy, I could bear it. But it's one of my own. Are you telling me that we are so desperate for power, so desperate for political power, that we are prepared to sell out our own? To sell out our own. For what? What a shame and a disgrace. Listen to Mahiri Stewart reporting on what the former ambassador said. Don't have anyone there yet, moderator. Give me about 20 more minutes. Anyone there yet?
The matter of Daryl Vaz's US visa is back in the headlines after numerous videos rehashing the matter popped up on social media last week. Washington revoked his visa in 2019, but it was reinstated in September 2021. Former US Ambassador to Jamaica Donald Tapia was asked what led to the revocation on CliffViews Online on Tuesday morning. Tapia says Vaz's visa was revoked because the US was misled. He says a dossier provided to him suggested that Vaz had a criminal past, but he adds that investigations by several US agencies could find nothing to support the claim.
You hear that? I want you to listen to it again. If you are a Jamaican, you should not feel good tonight. I don't feel good about this, As a Christian, Christians celebrate Jesus Christ. And Jesus was persecuted, lied on. You know how they got to sentence Jesus? They paid people to lie. They paid them to lie. And just before I came on here this evening, I heard a man on a podcast saying that Andrew Holness have a vendetta against the Jamaican people and Andrew Holness don't like Jamaicans. I must pay that the man get paid for lie. And when you look upon the cross, that's injustice. But that man up there did nothing. And they crucified him. They nailed him to the cross. Naked. And he committed no sin. Not an act of unrighteousness was found in him. He had no sin. And it grieves my heart. Especially when I hear Christian brethren, people who should know better and who associate themselves with Christianity, come up on social media, come lie. That's a betrayal of the values of Christianity. And I'm not here talking about perfection. I'm talking about being a Christian. Because the Savior went through it. And if you know your history and you know the Bible, it was Joseph's brothers who sold him into slavery. And as this man is on the eve of his political career, I call upon the party, the government of Jamaica, to let this be the subject of a commission of inquiry. It is too serious of a matter, because I believe that someone needs to pay a price. And the only way we are going to stop misinformation, disinformation in this country is to, here is our opening. Here is the moment. This is the moment that we need to say, yeah, let us stop now. Stop now, man. Because if we don't stop, disinformation is a threat to the existence of our democracy. Because here you have a minister of government unable to travel. His visa is revoked. My God. On a lie. The United States was misled. My God, he's misled. So then, it could be the Prime Minister. It could have been the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And if the Prime Minister's visa is revoked, what a bam bam. I need to push on because my time is gone. Let's go back to the story from Nationwide.
The matter of Daryl Vaz's US visa is back in the headlines after numerous videos rehashing the matter popped up on social media last week. Washington revoked his visa in 2019, but it was reinstated in September 2021. Former US Ambassador to Jamaica Donald Tapia was asked what led to the revocation on CliffViews Online on Tuesday morning. Tapia says Vaz's visa was revoked because the US was misled. He says a dossier provided to him suggested that Vaz had a criminal past, but he adds that investigations by several US agencies could find nothing to support the claim.
Is that we started taking a look at all the dossiers and so forth that I had. The question was, I saw nothing that I had in file, in records in Jamaica against Vaz. So what I did is I called all my intel, INS, the FBI, the Drug Administration. I called everybody into a meeting in the embassy, all my officers there. And I said, I want you to research whatever files they have in Washington and all the files that we have here. And I want, within 30 days or with 45 days, I want a report of everything that they have against this minister.
But Ambassador Tapia says their investigations revealed that the rhetoric suggesting Daryl Vaz had run-ins with the law was all hearsay murmured during a PNP administration.
You hear that? The United States former ambassador is saying to Jamaica on the eve of its 64th anniversary that the People's National Party he's implying that whatever they supplied were pure rumors. How on God's earth, ladies and gentlemen, can a country of the stature of Jamaica continue like this? Huh? And rather than the PNP half-wits go hang them head in shame, go find a way how they're going to dig themselves out of this embarrassment, they are doubling down online, talking about the Prime Minister have vendetta against Jamaica and that the Prime Minister hates Jamaica. That's the best response? Huh? journalist George Davis has intimated that this matter deserves a commission of inquiry. That note or that call from George Davis deserves serious consideration. Not because it seeks to vindicate one political party or to condemn another, but because it asks a question that lies at the heart of every democratic society. How important is truth? And I ask you listening to me on TikTok, how important is truth? Somebody ever lie upon you yet? I ask you on YouTube, how important is truth? The issue before Jamaica is no longer merely the revocation and subsequent restoration of Daryl Vaz United States visa. That is not the issue right now. The issue is whether the institutions of our democracy can live comfortably with unanswered questions surrounding an event that affected a sitting member of parliament and potentially public confidence in the political system. Because where did the government at that time get the information to submit on Daryl Vaz? Now, most from institutions that worked for the government of Jamaica. Because if former United States Ambassador Donald Tapia, if his account is accurate, that information alleging criminal conduct was investigated and found to be unsupported by the United States FBI. In other words, the Jamaican state and its institutions submitted information to the United States on which the United States acted that were false. How did the government get that information? Did it come from the police? Because if that is so, Jamaica has an obligation to understand how such information came to acquire credibility in the first place. How did it pass the Minister of National Security, Jamaica's Minister of National Security? How it passed? How it passed the Commissioner of Police and the Minister of Justice and the Prime Minister? A commission of inquiry would not begin with the assumption that anyone lied. It would begin with the assumption that truth matters enough to investigate. Jamaica, as you celebrate 64, hear me carefully. Truth matters. Truth matters. And on politics matter. Truth matter. It is very important. Critical distinction that is made. You know, Socrates taught that an unexamined life is not worth living. An unexamined life is not worth living, TikTokers. By extension, an unexamined democracy is a democracy vulnerable to manipulation. This democracy needs to be examined. The workings of the People's National Party need to be examined. The corruption of that party now must be examined. no wrongdoing occurred, then a transparent inquiry would strengthen confidence in those who have been questioned. If wrongdoing did occur, then the nation has a duty to confront it honestly. Either outcome serves the public interest. Why? Because there is currently an investigation into the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Is it credible? Is the information gathered on the Prime Minister credible? Were they the same people and the same institution that gathered false information on Daryl Vaz? And so many Jamaicans were ready to condemn Dr. Wheatley and ask for the Prime Minister's resignation. And right now, we don't even know if the institutions gathering intelligence and information on our Prime Minister, if they are credible. That is the question that has been bothering me from morning. You see, the pursuit of truth is an act of justice. Hear me, listeners. The pursuit of truth is an act of justice itself. The Bible tells us repeatedly, you see, that truth is not merely an abstract ideal. It is a moral obligation. Truth is not an abstract ideal. It's a moral obligation. Because false witnesses is condemned because it destroys lives, corrupts judgments, and fractures communities. False accusations against innocent people are among the greatest violations of injustice because they weaponize institutions against individuals. An inquiry, therefore, is not an act of vengeance. It's an act of moral accountability. Because unresolved controversies rarely disappear. I want to say that again. Unresolved controversies rarely disappear. You know that in your own life, if you have a relationship and there are unresolved conflicts there, don't sweep it under the carpet because it's not going away. You better deal with it. You feel so your man upon you, better talk to him about it. Because you're not going away, you know. Unresolved controversies don't disappear. They become embedded within the public's memory. And they deepen cynicism and encourage citizens to believe that political elites operate above scrutiny. And when governments or political parties appear unwilling to welcome independent examination, suspicion often grows, regardless of where truth ultimately lies. If what Donald Tapia said is true, it cannot be just left there. Transparency is not a threat to democracy. Transparency is democracy's greatest defense. Transparency is democracy's greatest defense. Therefore, this is a matter of sovereignty. Because if information originating within Jamaica, listen to me, brothers and sisters, listen to me, Jamaicans, listen carefully. Let us think. Some of you jumping over to Rosalie. Listen. Stay in the class and listen. Learn something. If the information originating within Jamaica influence a significant decision by a foreign government, The information on which the US Embassy acted originated in Jamaica, you know. And it affected a minister of government. That means that Jamaicans have a legitimate interest in understanding whether that information was accurate. How was it communicated? And whether the proper standards of evidence were observed. You hear me tell you that there is currently an investigation ongoing in the Prime Minister of Jamaica. We must be able to trust our institutions. This is not about challenging the sovereign right of another country to make visa decisions. That's not the point at all. It is about protecting the integrity of Jamaica's own democratic process. Because the implications extend beyond one politician. Today it may be Daryl Vaz. Next week, it may be Bobby Montague. The following week, it is James Robertson. And then it is Dr. Wheatley and the Prime Minister himself. A mature democracy cannot afford to establish the precedent, cannot afford to establish such a precedent that serious allegations may circulate internationally without careful scrutiny and without any subsequent examination if they prove unfounded. Nor should this discussion be confined to one political party. Justice, you see? Justice has two equally important responsibilities. The first is to convict the guilty and to protect the innocent. Justice has two important responsibilities. First, to protect the innocent. Secondly, convict the guilty. And if Jamaica truly believes in the rule of law, then it cannot fear the truth. A commission of inquiry would not exist to validate partisan narratives. It would exist to answer questions that history should not leave unanswered through speculation. For democracies do not become stronger by suppressing uncomfortable questions. Democracies become stronger by pursuing uncomfortable truth. "19 minutes after 8 o'clock. And so as Jamaica marks 64 years of independence, perhaps the greatest question confronting us is not economic or constitutional. The greatest issue confronting Jamaicans is a moralism. What kind of political community have we become? And more importantly, what kind of people are we becoming? What kind of people are we becoming? Because if the account is accepted at face value, the United States revoked the visa of a sitting Jamaican parliamentarian based on information that was later found after investigation to be unsupported. If that is so, the issue transcends individuals. It raises profound questions about how allegations are made and how institutions evaluate them and how reputations can be damaged long before facts are established. And whether one supports the Jamaica Labour Party or the People's National Party or no political party at all, one principle should unite every Jamaican. And it is that justice cannot exist where accusations are allowed to overrun evidence. You don't have justice there. Aristotle observed, you see, that that justice is the foundation of the political community, because without justice there can be no trust. Politics is not merely the contest for power. Politics is the ethical administration of truth in public life. And once truth becomes subordinate to political advantage, democracy begins to consume itself from within. And that is the threat to Jamaica 64. I don't want to put it out there, but it is true that what we may be looking at is that Jamaica really have one political party, not two. Because politics is, if politics becomes merely the contest for power, then the party contesting it is not a political organization, you know. And I want to tell you this. Reputation is among the most fragile aspects of human existence. Because a lifetime of public service can be overshadowed by a single allegation. You know, I heard Mrs. Rhoda Moy Crawford broke down on Cliff Hughes online some time ago, crying because she said that they were lying, that she was, you know, with the Prime Minister. And every time you go up online, you see it. People still talk about it. Human beings, you see, are predisposed to remember accusations more than exonerations. We have the predisposition to remember accusations, not exonerations. Because long after you are exonerated, the stain often lingers. This is why the philosophers and the psychologists recognize that false and unsubstantiated allegations inflict harms that legal remedies cannot fully repair. That is why I told the Labour Party, you can't but not call for the resignation of Dayton Campbell. An apology don't repair nothing.
Asking the listeners on YouTube to give the thumbs up over there, and for TikTok, could you please tap, share, repost, and send the heart news, please?
You know what? Let me go to the listeners. Before I go, you see, perhaps the deepest lesson of this whole episode is that Jamaica's greatest struggle is not simply political. It is moral. Because we have too often confuse political victory with moral victory. Because you can win the election and lose the country, you know. You can win the election, but you lose the country. It's like a man marry a woman that him not love. Or a woman marries a man and she don't love him. You win the woman, You win the marriage, but you lose the woman. We have too often confused political victory with moral victory. We celebrate exposing our opponents more than examining ourselves. And we sometimes make suspicion, we mistake suspicion for proof and rhetoric for reality. Immanuel Kant, you see, Immanuel Kant, he argued that people, every person must be treated as an end in themselves. Every person must be treated as an end in themselves. Kant argue that you mustn't treat people as merely as means to another person's objective. And I will give a little bit of advice to my brothers listening to me, because a lot of my brothers are guilty of this. They use women. Women use men too, but mostly men use women. And if you don't need the woman, brethren, leave her alone. Don't use people to satisfy your lust and yourself. Don't do that. That's not right. That is, you're treating someone as an end in themselves. If you I better you go buy something. Go back road. No use nobody. Be upfront and tell her, say, we not in no relationship with you. I don't want no relationship. I just something me alone. Do that. Nobody give her the impression that you are all in when you are all out. Kaya looks up. That's not right. That is treating someone below their value. And if you understand that you're not better than nobody, you're not better than nobody. Nobody thinks that you better than nobody. Okay? So you must treat people like how you would treat yourself. And so Kant argues that people must be treated as end in themselves, never merely as means to another objective. And political actors betray this principle. Because whenever a person's reputation becomes expendable in pursuit of electoral advantage, and that, my brothers and sisters, is the fundamental problem of the Jamaican society today. Because what is happening is the exploitation of ignorance and civic illiteracy for political advantage. And it is a sin to do it. And when you give a man $5,000 and promise him the world, see him like the man. You know what I see a man do one day? This is a true story, not a lie. I see a man one day with a whole heap of rope, and a whole heap of rope around his neck. Man go one shop to buy one whole heap of rope because he see one girl when like, and he tell the girl saying that he's a big cow farmer, and him go buy rope because him go tie up cow. And the girl believe him, saying that he have a whole heap of cow. And he get the girl. You see what I'm saying? Exploitation. You can't use people's reputation in an expendable way in pursuit of electoral advantage. And so as Jamaica reflects on 64 years of nationhood, 64 years of nationhood, there is much that we need to ask ourselves. The challenge is greater than choosing between the parties, you know. The challenge is choosing between two political cultures. One that believes power justifies almost any tactic, and another that believes that truth, justice, and human dignity place moral limits on political competition. That is the two political cultures that I have seen operating in Jamaica. You can place them on the different political parties. A culture that believes that power justifies almost any tactic. And a party that believes that truth, justice, and human dignity place moral limits on political competition. The future of Jamaica depends less on which party forms the next government than on whether our public life is governed by evidence rather than innuendos, principle rather than expediency, and truth rather than partisan convenience. Because independence is not measured only by lowering one flag and raising the other. Independence is measured by the maturity of a nation, the maturity of a nation's institutions, the integrity of its public discourse, and the willingness of its citizens to place truth above tribe. And if Jamaica is to become the nation our founders envisioned, we must insist that political disagreement never become a license for character assassination. And that no Jamaican, regardless of party, should lose their good name on the strength of allegations that cannot withstand the test of evidence. Back off for Dr. Wheatley and allow him to clear his name. If the courts finds it otherwise, so let it be. For in the end, the true measure of a democracy is not how fiercely it competes for power. The true measure of a democracy is not how fiercely it competes for power, you know. The true measure of a democracy is how faithfully it protects truth. And in that regard, the fight of modern Jamaica is the fight against disinformation. And I hope when we celebrate Jamaica 65, we would have said, truly, we have been set free from lies. Thank you for listening. I'll catch you again some other time, all right? Big up yourself. Producer, open the lines and let me talk to my callers.
They've been waiting, Abel. Listeners, please repost, tap share, and YouTube, could you please give us the thumbs up over there? Thank you.
Hello, Winston. Hello, Winston. Winston Dawkins, hi. Infomedia, hi. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, hello neighbor, to your viewers and your listeners over YouTube land. Subscribe and send Hello Neighbor show in the algorithm. He's doing quite a phenomenal job balancing and non-political and be more truthful and insightful in our debates and look at the politics within the politics. Good evening, Sir Carlin. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir. What's on your mind? Thank you.
You know, when I listen to you talking about Daryl Vaz and the Tapia situation,
Yes.
it's a very serious situation. So serious, I don't think.
I don't think Jamaicans have you were talking about it tonight on your program, eh?
I don't think the Jamaican society, what the PNP called us, the average mind don't understand the serious nature of what Donald Tapia talking about.
Yes.
If a government minister can face the wrath of opposition, remember now they are not in government, they are opposition, and they can ensure that the government minister loses his 10-year visa from the United States on the grounds of speculation and allegations and falsifies the story against the minister. It comes to tell me, and I have been saying it over my show for the last month or two, that Mark Golden and the People's National Party have a lot to say when the time comes. And we must be careful, very careful, because, hello neighbor, if we have our children want to go into politics now, we're going to afraid. Once they are going to represent the Labour Party, we're going to be afraid because we don't know what the PNP will do to assassinate their character, to put something as they are, package something and put it to their name, because it's what the same thing that they are trying to do with Ambassador Anderson. And it is very, very serious. To the viewers and your subscribers, this is not a joke matter. When you can have 14 high-ranking PNP officials, including the leader, Dr. Phillips, was asked question, and they were unable to provide the answers to the question. I heard you talking about that. I didn't hear George Davis, but I heard you talking about a commission inquiry.
Yes.
Politics is timing, neighbor. Politics is timing.
Yes.
And sometimes you may provide a certain ammunition, and you may shoot them too quick.
Let me ask you this before you move on. I don't want to forget. How did the PNP come by the information that they submit in the dossier? How?
They were in government,
right,
in 2011 to 2015.
Okay, so am I correct to suggest that such information would have been gathered by institutions or the state apparatus?
Yes.
Outside of the political outside of the political actors.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
No, then Infomedia. If the information proves to be false, how could the state investigators have so failed?
Hello neighbor, let me take you back down to a little memory lane. Remember, it's not the first time a government by the PNP found themselves in fraudulent activity like this. It's not the first time. And if you go back to their history, when they are in power, a lot of stories were falsified and used against persons are in the same.
Yes, but then are you saying that they are in collusion with the institutions that investigate? Because it's not the members of parliament who would have put this dossier together. Wouldn't it be?
Let me open your memory a bit. Lucius Thomas was a former commissioner. He ran for the PNP ticket.
Yes.
He ran on the PNP ticket. Dr. Carl Williams, known to be a comrade when Andrew Walden's win in 2016, he resigned. And the list, and then you have the latest one from the police hierarchy, which is where in run of Central Kingston.
Yes.
Yeah, McGregor. And when you check the list of commissioner comes down, hello neighbor, they are heavily politicized in their duty. Some of them open the Dave Cameron. When the Cameron man name again, the SSP Cameron, he never hide in political affiliation. When you look at the police federation, them don't hide where they are. It's just no, you don't know who is who, because the police is getting so modernized and the professionalism is more important with this type of police road and preaching politics. I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah, but wait, before you tell me something, it would have to go the commissioner of police. You're talking about a dossier prepared by a government.
I'm getting there.
You're getting there, okay.
I'm getting there.
Ah.
I'm getting there. Got this one coming. Ask.
Yes, hello? What is happening here?
Between both government and
No, you're breaking up. Him. He's breaking up on my end.
Minister.
You are breaking.
National Security.
Yes, we're hearing him clear. We're hearing him clear, neighbor.
The Minister of National Security have to sign off on whatever document comes before them before it passes on to the minister to any authority in the American state.
Yes.
And you have to understand that if it's Dr. Phillips was the Minister of National Security, he knows about it. All of those things that was provided to the Ambassador Tapia, both former Minister of National Security who are privileged to intel about it.
But the minister would not have conducted. Hold on. The minister would not have conducted the investigations at all. The minister would have asked for checks to be made. By
that is not the clinch, I know. It's about the minister would conduct. The minister would privy to the information, neighbor. And he would have to look at the information and satisfy himself with credible evidence before he can pass on to the American embassy. You must remember now, if once you go to the minister, info, T5 said, the minister said, do you have evidence, you have video footage, who you have to say yes, who you have to say no. All of that must be asked before the minister say yes, go on and do what you're doing. No, hold on, neighbor. So you are telling me all of that was said to the minister arrange and say, Minister Daryl Vaz, listen, and if I can give it to me, I give it to the American embassy. And basically that happened.
Yeah. No. So you are saying then had it been left to the administration of the PNP, Vaz would have been a criminal.
Yes, because listen to me. The PNP was the one that brought it to the attention of the ambassador, you know, not the minister, not police, you know, not the who's supposed to do the investigation, you know. So that is a part we need to understand. That Tapia did not say it is done nobody from the JCF. He said 14 high-ranking members he met with. That's what the gentleman said, hello neighbor. He did not say anybody from the JCF. So the information was passed on. How do you get it? They are not the opposition are not investigated body, hello neighbor. They act on advice of the commissioner and the head of the JDF. Because if you notice, the Prime Minister always get advice and he do it in open public that he's talking and he get a briefing. Same thing with the Minister of National Security. He has to get a briefing from the high command in the police force and in the JDF. It is a standard procedure. Everything must run through the head of the police force, which is the National Security Ministry.
So look at the implication. Hold on. Look at the implication here. Based on the information provided to the United States Embassy, Daryl Vaz's visa was suspended. In Infomedia, that could be other injustices along similar lines that were themselves false.
Remember now, I want to remind you, hello neighbor, when Daryl Vaz's visa was revoked, he's not Daryl Vaz alone, it's several.
Just deal with the Vaz issue though. I know.
So, no, because of what you said a while ago, there's other injustices. So, I say, yes, I'm just answering, so there were other injustices. We assume because they don't have the power like Daryl to fight the system. So those other let me call them like when PNP call them average Jamaican who lost their visa. they don't have the privilege and the luxury as a Daryl Vaz to dug deep into this and to find out what is happening, where his name is concerned, and why his visa was revoked. The average Jamaican don't have that luxury, hello neighbor, and that is the difference of those who got their visa revoked in that period. The luxury and the resources to fight and to find the real truth behind that revocation.
Well, would you help me to understand the political implications of this moment, Infomedia? What next? How is this going to play in the politics? Because you are suggesting the.
Hold on. One question. Just one clarification. When Tapia came here, the People's National Party opposition on security was Peter Bunting. This information was led to Tapia. May I have some information about this matter? When we did a while for hold on pan for a little minute for use coming up for the next general election, but it actually burst for.
But let me say this, Chef. What was the question again, hello neighbor?
What I wanted you to argue is the politics, the political implications of this moment. How you think it's going to play in the politics going forward?
I said the other day, Nikisha Burchell, I'm going to use Nikisha Burchell as a prime example what is to become inside of the PNP. I said to Nikisha Burchell, advising her to Zeus and apologize to the speaker for her political career and to get respect within the PNP. That's how Nikisha Burchell can survive her politics unless she apologizes to Mrs. Holness and find her and do some soul searching. Mark Golding is the head of the PNP. With this catastrophe, I'm going to call it a catastrophe, politics, the revelation by the former ambassador, Mark Golding need to call a press conference before it's too late and distance this current PNP from what Mr. Tapia talk about.
Oh!
Distance anyone, hold on. Distance anyone he believes is not a part of that meeting that Mr. Tapia speak about. And he needs to come to Jamaica and convince us that the People's National Party is not what it seems to be in front of our eyes. A obstructive, a destructive, a carried on artist group of people, an untrustworthy group of people, and a dangerous set of parliamentarians. That are some of the adjectives the PNP demonstrates so far. You're talking about the political implication. If the People's National Party don't angle this revelation by this former diplomat of the United States, tell London, say, the average Jamaican that they spoke about in that famous vice note, not going to trust them. And I expect, and if Andrew Holness and his team campaign the right way, I expect a similar defeat like in 2020, because this is a dangerous precedent, the People's National Party. This revelation by this former ambassador, is telling us that we cannot trust this group of people. And if the Prime Minister, if more is there done, and if more come out, it's going to be a wipeout like the 2020 election if the Jamaican people come to their senses and see how serious this is.
Infomedia, I've been thinking that the Prime Minister himself, among others, are themselves the subject of investigations by institutions in Jamaica. Can we really trust that process?
You know,
could they likewise be tainted? Because if go ahead.
Let me tell you, we're going to speak about the Integrity Commission now. The Integrity Commission.
Well, I want to speak about institutions generally, because
I'm going to single them out. Going to single them out because they are the subject of many things in this country.
I see.
Former Prime Minister Golding was the brainchild behind the Integrity Commission. When he came to power in 2007, he spoke about and he campaigned on the corruption within the government sector and in other areas in government. And they want politicians to get accountability in terms of, because what Prime Minister Golden went on to find, or what he found when he won that election in 2007, it's more than corruption. So what he as a political practitioner and a bright man as we know him is, despite anything else coming behind that, he's a bright man and he's a brainchild behind Indicom and also Integrity Commission. But guess what happened? The Integrity Commission are man-made institution, not God-made, man-made. So there's, and unlike the tree where you have to chop it down, there's no correction to the tree only have to grow. So God set it one way. No, the Integrity Commission is a manipulative body. Very manipulative body. And why I said it's
when you say manipulative, what do you mean? They can be manipulated or they are manipulated?
There are a group of people who, if you choose the wrong set of people, they can be manipulated and with Andrew Wellness. It is very visible that Kevin Stevenson and manipulative body who are past political alliance, National Party, they are more PNP than Manly. And everything they touch is
what you say to me?
They say towards other politicians.
What you saying to me, Infomedia?
Kevin Stevens is more PNP than Manly, I agree. I'm talking about the daddy.
What? Oh, God.
And when you find those people to oversight a body that powerful can bring down a government, it is sickening. And I think the Prime Minister should use the power may be with the Governor General and take out some pastor and take out some teachers and some and let them run the Integrity Commission. But guess what? People who are now in the Integrity Commission, they are cruel and heartless, and they are ruthless when it comes to their politics, and it is very visible. So all we demonstrate work. If it is the last day on earth, he has to take on the Prime Minister politically.
You really believe that, Kola? You really believe that, Infomedia?
If everything they keep the Prime Minister statutory declaration go, I strongly believe that. I strongly believe that, because if you get a forensic audit and put it on the forensic audit is the final audit of any auditor can find, because the forensic audit is a scientific data to the last T down to bury the pant where we go to, and you found nothing, but you're not on the statutory. What you want to see, what more do you want to hear from that thing? It's heavily political. Only the dead man would not see that something wrong with the Integrity Commission. And I'm telling you, hello neighbor, until the Prime Minister sit down and look here, teacher tell lie, and some well-known persons than a group of young people, a group of politicians who was advisor to senior members of the People's National Party, who was this and who was that. That is a mistake the Andrew Wellness administration make. They need to correct their festering some serious sting against themselves when they hire some people because they are demonstrating non-partisan, and it's soaring there. It's like a kasha or a maka or a two in their as a thorn in their sides to perform and to carry out the duty of this country. And if my Prime Minister don't look and do the right the time come, hello neighbor, it shall not be X, but it shall be civil society and oversight body get rid of this government. It shall not be X, but civil society and oversight body.
Oh, I'll tell you. So finally, Infomedia, the whole matter with Tapia and the implications as far as we see, it really suggests that Jamaica, as it celebrates 64, really need to pause and ask itself some question about how we're going to go forward with the PNP, info.
Hello, neighbor.
Yes.
It's a national disgrace.
Yes, yes.
It's a national.
It's a national. What a scandal! What a scandal!
It's a national disgrace. National disgrace. You know why it's a national disgrace? There has been civic and historic moment in this country. Every civic and every historic moment in this country, the opposition leader have been dodging. The opposition leader find himself a fit. He find himself a campaign to vote in their own party. That's how the PNP take this country. They are serious about their own party, but not the government. Not
what a scandal for
Jamaica
true.
is we think we get Hurricane Melissa at category 5, but we have a People's National Party at category 10. And they will stop at nothing. We get Hurricane Melissa, but we have our own category 10 hurricane country. And it's the
what are you saying to me?
Holding at the surrogates them. It's very dangerous. They are very dangerous. And if we got carried over last year, but we have one way no way. Hurricane PNP at category 10.
You're saying to me?
It is sad to know that a group of Jamaicans are carried on the country because of power.
So George Davis
very sad.
Is asking if the PNP lied. You think they lied? Info.
Yeah,
hold on. Listen to him.
They lied.
Hold on.
The PNP is very quick, very swift. Their media center is very active. They churn out releases. Everything is a PNP response, a PNP release. There was no release about the voice notes concerning Major Anderson and Nara. Mm-hmm. I haven't yet seen a release about what Tapia said. What do you think? Do you think they'll respond officially to what the former U.S. ambassador said? Will they say he was telling lies? Because that's the only thing that can cause the record not to retain the entry that the PNP told lies on Daryl Vaz, sufficient for him to lose his visa and sufficient for his reputation to be stained.
There you have it. The PNP told lies on Daryl Vaz. Infomedia.
You know,
what are we celebrating tomorrow? What are we going to be celebrating?
Let me let this be clear. The first time you're going to do this, I urge every Jamaican tomorrow, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock Jamaica time, when the National Stadium is full to capacity, and if Mark Golding turn up in the celebratory, if we get the biggest boo.
No, you are saying that the people should boo the leader of the opposition?
He's supposed to, he earned it.
Oh, God.
He's supposed to get the biggest boo effing turn up. You know why? He has been gaslighting. He has been an enabler. And it has been a lot of things that's bad.
Oh.
We're the government and the parliament and the society. He has been leading a party that is demoralizing. They are not uplifting, and they are way at civil society in terms of the young people that are coming up. They are a party who eating out the society in terms of moral behavior and moral etiquette. Everything that they does and say in the public is dangerous to our children. You wonder if it is coming from a man who can platform in morals and values. The People's National Party carrying down good morals and values in this country. And hello neighbor, like it, yes or no, the People's National Party needs to go back to 89 old rope, how can I rope road their name, and sit down and do a self-introspection about Jamaica. Wow. Not journalists, but about Jamaica. If this is what they want for the country, to be going around like they're running a tenement yard, carry news, or bring down the one day, so tell live, put Obia. The People's National Party are like a tenement yard now, Obia the one day for front room, cheer down the one day, can't news span the one day, tell the landlord to get to the one day. And so, the People's National Party is operating. It
Wow.
may sound away, but this is true. They are operating like a tenement yard. Everybody live back. They don't beg because how they are operating and not operating like an alternative government.
Uh-huh.
Operating like an alternative government.
Very sad.
Dangerous bunch of crab in a barrel set
Oh.
themselves, comrades.
Oh. Wow. Well, sir, thank you so much. Thank you, Info. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, very good. Rough
Big up
one.
yourself, Carl.
Rough,
Caroline.
rough one. Good night to you. Hello, rough one. Harry Henriquez. Remember Harry?
Good night, neighbor.
Member,
Good night, everybody.
Remember, I'm actually tired, you know. Can you take the other hour?
How is everything, neighbor?
Remember tomorrow we are 64. This information coming out of former Ambassador Tapia. And when I listen to George Davis, a young journalist I respect, there's a suggestion that the PNP built a false case against the minister and caused him to lose his visa. This is no serious matter, Harry.
I think majority of persons who don't understand the magnitude of this disaster, neighbor,
Yes.
will it is that.
Oh my God.
Right?
Really?
Because definitely, neighbor, remember, this was a talking point through election running,
I suspect that it cost the party electorally. I suspect.
It did.
Yes.
It did, neighbor. And in fact, even more important, because on has the most important thing
Is his reputation,
character.
his reputation, sir. Yes.
Right. And to see they would have done this to Vaz on many fronts, because it's not just one.
May I make a confession to you, sir? That even me, at one time started to believe it, Tell you the truth, sorry. Because the case,
that is how long it has been spread.
the case, because I grew up hearing
the longevity of like commands of it in period, right? So much I would say it plateaued when the People's National Party ended up losing. I think they milk the situation so much, because at one point, the neighbor, both Robertson and Daryl Vaz almost couldn't be in society.
My God, man. Yeah,
they had them off. They had.
I tell you, sir.
Corrupt. They were. If you were talking about more than questionable, I can tell you, I know that 10 times, they would have been the front page of it.
I tell you,
of how intense it was driven in the people's head of Jamaica. That neighbor, it shows that the People's National Party has not changed, and they relax. I don't want to say it is their bread and butter, because
that is true.
Not a good alternative.
Quite true. Remember, Davis is suggesting that this matter could be resolved by a commission of inquiry that would get to the bottom of it. Because how can we, the party that you support, how could we leave this matter unchecked, unresolved, and just make it go on like that? It is fundamental to understand the truth here. The PNP is the alternative government. They falsified a dossier, presented a case to the US Embassy, and caused a minister of government to lose his visa. And Jamaicans just move on, and tomorrow we celebrate and move on into Friday. Harry, how could we do that to a man who has been so faithful to public service, one of the best government ministers we have had? How could we do that to him?
And understand the genesis of it and of this specific neighbor. It never just today or yesterday. It spanned years. leave. So what they did now is pretty much demonize and pin the people against Daryl Vaz so much that they look at it now and say, well, sure, Vaz, him can take that.
Oh.
But let's put the shoe on the other foot and say it's an average Jamaican man. You'd see Jamaica rise up. You'd see them back him because there's a story to believe and to run with there, as opposed to the very story that they took an average Jamaican citizen who just happened to be given his services to the country from a public standpoint, and they ensure they bob and weave neighbor and try to take down this man, and they ensured it spanned across generations. Because remember, I know you just said it. You heard it, and I grew up into it, and we are not in the same age range.
Why, Noel?
So
You are older than I am. You're a little bit older than I am. Yeah. Yes. No. But seriously.
It shows, neighbor. It shows that the level and the magnitude at which the power can blind or people, right? It shows that the hunger for it and the reason to keep it will let you do every and anything. You spoke about the Machiavelli National Party, and as such, they employ strategies to ensure that they stayed that way. And I want to tell you, neighbor, what has caught them off guard is that times has changed. Access to information has been more than ever before, and questions are being asked more than ever before. Now, these questions that are being asked are also being answered, because before you wouldn't have a person like Tapia speaking out like this, neighbor, because there was no medium to facilitate a type of conversation like that.
Quite true.
And this is what is exposing the People's National Party way of politics.
Quite true.
And it is not something they have any defense for.
Or control over. They can't control the media.
Exactly.
Let me ask you a question,
and
though. Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Harry. A question that has been struggling me all morning is: could the Prime Minister be a victim of all of this? The type of the Prime Minister is under intense investigation. Lots of investigation. Could the Prime Minister be getting a raw deal?
It's a very fair question, a valid question as well, considered 5 years of this question brewing, because we've never gotten an answer to it. As much as the Integrity Commission have had only 2 conferences in their existence, right, in almost a decade, they've failed to ever answer any such questions on any member, not just the Prime Minister, on any member. And as such, I think that question is going to be more riveting, more heart-wrenching, the more the Integrity Commission has failed to do what they are mandated to do.
Because this
right?
does questions about institutions in Jamaica, institutions that are responsible to investigate people. Doesn't this go beyond politics, politicians?
It goes beyond politicians, but is in the heart of politics.
Correct.
Because we can go back to what Aluna Samba said. They have placed their people in strategic places.
But they have an agenda.
Always government-held areas. Yeah. And when you do that, remember this. Very few people leave government work that easily, neighbor. When you're up there in government work, you leave when you're 65. Retirement alone.
You work for your pension. So
let's look at the years.
Yes.
Exactly. Now look at the years when she said that before. Neighbor, we're looking at least 4 to 5 decades of an active machinery that replenishes itself.
Oh my!
Conveyor.
Wow.
And they've ensured that they do it. Now look at it. And why is the conveyor belt? The IC came about 2016, 2017. they got their hands in on that as well. And nobody can dispute it. Because you're becoming the institution that should have held up accountability, fairness, and balance. That you yourself is being questioned about the same thing in the realm as to how the People's National Party has strategically planted their people and showed that bias is even being shown, neighbor. It's blatant. It's almost arrogant, brooding over that 18 and a half years. And that is why where we are now, we have to undo a lot of that. But it is showing up the People's National Party for the criminal organization that they are.
Oh my God, you call them a criminal organization?
In terms of,
remember, you call them. Oh man.
It is.
And
here's why. Because people, it's about the hard crimes and so on. No. These crimes are against the very people that they should be leading. That is a national crime. And from the leaks to how they operate, we've seen the blueprint. But I think because it is only now that a society has embodied conversations like this, almost bare-faced, because what? You can't control it. You can't control a man to click him live and start talk. Right? And you can't dispute his experience. Back then you could. But no, you can't. And as such, for the organization that you've become, right? The monster and the monstrosities that has of thousands, hundreds and thousands of people, right? Including locally and in the diaspora. Specifically, even in diaspora, even more than locally. And yes, they would have tampered, tainted, and destroyed the people locally. Those that are in the diaspora felt it, neighbor, because you know
God.
how it feels. Because of the government that should have been having your back and create opportunities for you. And when you look out there, you well want to come home and you can't. It's almost like you're ostracized and set into the wilderness because of that. Government should have been the country to ensure fairness, balance, equity, and that opportunities are created. They've taken that out from the people and almost created a national crime against every generation that came after. Because guess what? The gentleman that spoke some months ago, that said, you know, the in the government at the time, technically him of a future.
Yeah.
I don't remember what his name was.
Yes.
That is the magnitude as to how it spanned from one generation to the other.
Yes.
And nobody can dispute that. I beg any and every supporters of the People's National Party and or the direct members, the leaders in it, to come and question that, to come and defend it very much. Because they can't. Because these things are right there. People live it. People are now speaking it. And those who came after are seeing it for what they are. And we're getting these things from credible sources.
Yeah.
None of them will tap here.
Yeah. You respect George Davis very much, member.
I do, neighbor.
Yeah. Is intimating that the PNP would have lied. Harry, PNP would have lied to on Daryl Vaz. Could they be so bad?
They're worse. It's not that it's a bad, neighbor. It sounds bad because George probably can't say it for what it is, right? And I can tell you, if you probably have him outside having a full-on conversation, he will say it just as it is. But to be palatable, he will do just in the public sphere. But the People's National Party is worse than what any one person can say and speak of. If you put a study group from that time coming to know, neighbor, you will get a very good picture as to how the People's National Party is, what they've caused, and what they continue to do. Because the damage that they've done is not on infrastructure, it is not on economics. It is a psychological disdain the neighbor and eradication of the moral compass of a society that threatens the social fabric that we now have to try and build back. One of the hardest thing to do.
Oh gosh.
When you're managing people. The People's National Party had it easy. And I know many people say we can't say that because we did just get independence and we were young. No. They had it easier than any government in the 2000s. Because guess what? The world wasn't awoken just yet. Prosperity wasn't there yet. What we could have looked at is that we had a high moral fabric. Everybody had a high level of morality and was almost innately done when a mistake is made. And because the People's National Party couldn't thrive in that existence, they found a way to erode it. Elections after elections, years after years. And this is what we end up with now. That is the damage the neighbor. The next 35 years after we become 65 neighbor, trying to fix this. Because it's not easy. Local government.
By the way, I have one more question to you. I'm coming to you, oh Lord, with the boxes full. Let me ask you this. Just a couple of weeks ago, we were just breathing from the ball of politics comment coming out of the PNP, and now this, Harry, this is worse.
Neighbor, it will get beyond what we're seeing it now. And I did warn about it. Remember, I said there are more to come. When the leaks came about, neighbor, those voice notes, I said it. Right? And I'm happy it's on record. I said there's many more to come and it's going to be worse each time. But what makes it devastating is that we're going to see how much of a compounding effect these things have on where we are in Jamaica. And people will say, oh, but you only blame People's National Party. No. It's not about blaming. It's about holding them accountable for the devastation that they have caused, all in the name of trying to hold power. And like I said before, party over people over country.
In that regard, would you support George's call for a commission of inquiry into this matter to understand what really happened?
100%, neighbor.
I do too.
Because what the people need to know is a few things. Where did this initiated? Or what's the genesis of it? Right? Then we need to know the reason, so we can know political reasons behind it, because that's what it has to be. And then we also want to know the very people who handle the public purse over the people to was mandated to lead them. How did they play a major part in it so that we, the people, can now be the judge, jury, and executioner? Because at that time, the law didn't uphold. And then, neighbor, the most critical thing, what are the governmental institutions that fail?
Yes, sir, that is what I would love to know.
Hold them important.
Because
that is sitting on it.
That is it. Yes. That is exactly it, sir.
So
the institutions that were involved here. Yeah.
The institutions that are being paid from people's taxpayers' money, that are doing the people injustices, neighbor.
Yes. Because and whether or not they are part of a corrupt system.
Exactly. Right? Because when you go ahead and part of your mandate is to try and taint and bring down any public figure, it means well to say Vaz is one of those persons who have put a name or not, whether you want between our JLP, he is that person. right? Now, you won't
Fantastic
like
minister.
everybody
Yeah.
100%,
Yes. He's
but
good.
he gets the job done, and that is critical.
Very
And
good.
when you want to tear like that, it means that there's nobody that is touchable, clean as they are. We see it with Major General what they were planning to do. It shows that this agenda goes beyond just party politics and more so of a national threat from our potential men. And I do hope that them for what they are.
Why I tell you.
And treat them exactly as they should.
Fantastic. Hold on there for me, member. Good evening to you, Mad Wids Kid. Hi, 2K. Hi. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Hi.
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead, man.
Hi. Yes, I was asking when was the next local government?
That would not be a question that we could answer, sir. I think an election is due next year. I think so. I think they it's every
2 years.
No, sir. It's every 4 years, no, member, or every 3 years. Remember, Harry?
So the general is every
General is every 3 years. 3-year terms they have.
Yes.
You want a local election, sir? Prime time.
I'm curious about when the next one is because I wanted to see how North St. Andrew Eastern was going to go.
Oh well, the elections will be. You have a few months to wait, sir. The elections won't be this year. Hello? Okay. I don't think he's...
Yes, because so far it does.
I'm not here. I'm not hearing him at all.
Hello?
You have to speak up some more, sir. I'm not hearing you.
Okay.
Don't leave it on. I'm listening to you. Oh, God. Sir, hello?
I'm not hearing him either, neighbor.
Okay. Gone. Oh, well. Sir, so the election, sir, is they are not due this year. I think they are due next year. And I believe that local elections are held every 3 years. But I see where the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, they have written to 3 mayors asking for by-elections in 3 divisions. So we should be having some by-elections soon. That should be interesting. Rough one, good evening.
Neighbor, good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Hi.
Hey, I got a laundry list of stuff to talk to you about tonight, but I can't.
Oh, well, I can only give you about 5 or 6 minutes. I have Matt sick, and he's going to need 20 minutes.
Integrity Commission.
Oh, that's a big one.
I believe, let me say this.
Yes, sir.
So I retired from the U.S. Army 2 years ago.
At
a very senior level in the finance division. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Great.
At a very senior level in the finance branch.
Yes.
And so I want to offer a professional critique of the Integrity Commission.
A professional critique of the Integrity Commission.
Law. Yes. So I believe the very law governing the Integrity Commission is flawed. And I tell you why I believe it's flawed. Because, or I tell you how I think it could have worked better. So the Integrity Commission receives the submission from civil servants, their filings. And their job now is to reconcile it and to see whether or not there are any abnormalities in those filings. And let's say they look at our filing and they find an abnormality. They can't reconcile. That's where it should stop for them. So there's duplication in role in financial investigative organizations. There's the Auditor General, and there's I forget what the other one is called, but there are already investigative bodies that should take it from there. If that was the case, the Integrity Commission would be viewed with more integrity. So they review my filing, they find an abnormality with it, then they simply turn it over to one of the investigative bodies.
Their job is done. Their job is done.
Their job is done.
Yeah.
That would have been a better way for that body to perform.
Well,
no, Infomeda said it earlier, and I think he said something and just glossed over it, and I haven't heard it said before. But that is in fact a very serious point. And in my professional work, we would have called that fraud, waste, and abuse. If you hire a forensic auditor, you hire the forensic auditor to look at something that you have a problem with.
$30 million.
Right. When that comes back with a report, positive or negative, that's it. If it's positive, if the auditor comes back and says, look, there are problems here, then you can continue what you're doing. The auditor comes back and says, you know what, we see nothing here. Your job here is done. You continue to press because you have an end result that you are trying to create a path to that end result. So I believe that even the Prime Minister taking this to the court, it's very, 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 very strong in my mind that the law governing the Integrity Commission will be struck down because it's flawed as written.
What you saying to me, sir?
It is flawed. I don't know the Prime Minister. I don't know the members of the Integrity Commission. I'm just looking at the entire operation. It is flawed.
Sorry, what job you see you did? What is your professional expertise here?
I served in the U.S. Army as a finance officer at a senior level.
Oh, well, and you are saying that the integrity law here is flawed, eh?
I'm just saying the way it doesn't make sense. You have duplication of roles, and apart from that, because of the duplication, then you put at risk the very commission that you have set up to do this work. If the commission was looking at filings and say, you know what, we have a problem with this one we cannot reconcile it, let's turn it over to the investigative body. You know how they send the Prime Minister's thing to the investigative body? If they had done that in the first instance.
You mean to the FID? To the FID?
To the FID. First instance, they had said, look, we can't reconcile this FID, you take a look at it. If they had done that in the first instant, we would not be where we are today. If in the first instance they say, okay, we can't reconcile this, so let's get a forensic audit. The forensic auditor comes in and says, look, we see nothing here. Then they stop, they certify and move on. They didn't do that. They said, no, we know what the end result is. We got to find a path to that end result. So the body as it is right now, I don't know that there's redemption.
Oh my God.
I don't know that. And it's not just for the Prime Minister. The fact that if I'm a civil servant, I can
I really hope it's not so.
In a trust or something in another country, and then you won't look at it because it's in a trust in the Bahamas. The fact that I can get away with that makes it flawed. So if I'm the person, if I'm one of those, if I'm the minister leading, the legislation, then I can say, you know what? It's kind of like you call insider trading, I'm writing this legislation. I know that I've got my stuff stuck away in a trust. So I make sure as I write that legislation, you can't touch a trust. You can't look at it.
Yeah. You don't think, though, sir, that what has compounded this issue is that it has been dragged into the politics. It has become a political matter.
Well, that's the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that if the commission was operating that way, it would never have gotten into politics.
Yeah.
It would never have gotten into politics. I know you're limited on time. Let me jump to this.
No. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Okay. Let me ask you a question. When you listen to Donald Tapio and when you hear that a dossier was prepared and submitted to them, I continue to ask the question. That dossier could only have been prepared by institutions affiliated with the government, with the state. That's all.
Yep.
And if that
That's the
information
subject I want to get on.
and if that information proved to be false, then how can we have confidence in the investigative agencies of our government? That's what I want to ask.
Well, it's bigger than that in my mind.
Well, tell me.
It's bigger than that. So, first of all, I have to say, I remember Mr. Tapia when he was the ambassador to Jamaica, and he was appointed by this current president. So, one of the things that we have to bear in mind is that there seemed to have been a falling out. Because in the first instance, I would say to Mr. Tapia, then as the ambassador, at the time you had this information, you recognized that you were misled. The embassy in Jamaica was misled. What did you do to those people that misled you? How is it that you did not take action? So I have to Mr. Tapia. But secondly, and I heard what he said about the current ambassador appointed. And that's what suggested to me that there's a falling out. But that aside, the danger in all of this, though, for me,
yes,
the big thing I'm looking at is we were almost at a point where there would have been a political, I don't even know, catastrophe in Jamaica.
My good God, do you remember that story when it broke?
Yeah. Had Bruce Colin not won that election, it tells me that the bitterness against Daryl Vaz was so much that they would have probably been going after him to press charges against something that was drummed up.
That is the previous government.
So, yes, because they had all this information from their time in government. So they were working on a plan. They lost the election, as it was there. And that is probably one part of why they were so bitter when they lost.
God.
I don't know if you remember, that's the first election we had in Jamaica that one leader did not congratulate the other leader.
Well, yes, yeah, I remember that she didn't concede at all. She did not concede.
So bitter when the election.
I remember the statement that I was going to be your worst nightmare. Worst nightmare.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Let Bruce go and we may have escaped something.
Oh God.
Then neighbor, let me just say this and I run.
Yes.
I heard this. I'm echoing. Is that me or is...
No. Yeah, go ahead now.
So I guess I'm down here because I'm echoing. So on another program I was with the other fellas, the comrades, and they were praising Bruce Golden for the statements he made recently. But they had a problem with him because of how he left office, because of what happened in Tivoli. But I think in that incident, people on both sides of the political divide missed the big point that Bruce Golden was making.
Tell us.
The big point that he was making is that you cannot come into my country and listen to the conversation of one of my citizens without my permission. You needed to show the government of Jamaica some respect, and that did not happen.
But they were operating under They were operating under a secret MOU.
Point, you have a government in office who did not know that you were listening to citizens of the country.
But they were operating signed by Dr. Phillips and was kept up at Upper Camp.
Yeah. Right. So it might have been in Jamaica that Bruce Golden wasn't properly briefed, but his principle, the principle on which he stood, because remember, he didn't immediately know about that memorandum. The principle under which he stood was a principled position that all Jamaicans should have been proud of.
Again, sir, the politics.
Yeah,
the politics.
Yeah. We can be so blinded by our politics sometimes that it prevents our growth.
It does, sir. Anyway.
But I'll let others go, neighbor. I appreciate the opportunity tonight to speak with you.
You have to come back. Thank you.
Thanks, neighbor.
All right. Great. Okay. Matsik, good night to you, sir.
Blessings, neighbor.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? I'm not doing badly.
Not doing.
The caller before.
Yes.
He touched. Yes. I really want to nail one.
Nail it up.
I'm gonna do it in another angle.
Okay.
Watch me now, neighbor. I've said it on your program last week, I think, when I said to you that the PNP have used this agency of the state to gain political power. I said the question that you asked if I really think so. I said it when the former Prime Minister Siaga was opposition. They used the police force against him innovatively and used these clips every time in their political advertisement to try to let the opposition leader and the opposition look bad. They have always...
No. I always... Hold on, Matsik, hold on. You are saying to me that the invasion of the community of Western Kingston in Tivoli was orchestrated by for political reasons. I always... Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying, neighbor. That's exactly the point that I'm making. It's not rocket science. The pattern...
No. But that's so you are deducing this from what? How are you able to support this?
How do I support this?
Yes, sir.
Neighbor, we have seen the PNP, as one caller earlier, I think it was Harry who mentioned what Maxine Henry Wilson said about people, civil society.
Alun and Dombe Asamba.
Some former tourism minister, Asamba. Yeah, she was the member of parliament for the Southeast Centre, I think, at one point. Yeah, she, neighbor, stated it, but we just look over what she says and think that it's just a word spoken, or she just... But that is the reason why the Jamaica Labour Party members, people in the party are aware of these things, so they have put strategy in place. Just like with the NARA, the government make sure that they put provision in place.
Turn down your TV. Turn down your TV. You have a TV or something playing in the background there that is affecting us hearing you properly. Turn it down a little for me now, please. I beg you. Listeners, we are examining the Vaz visa story and asking the question: did the PNP lie? What a big story! Wow, the implications are mammoth. And I believe that Jamaicans ought to take greater interest in the civic affairs of their country. It is important. It is important. Let us celebrate, but let us also reflect. The People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party are important institutions in our democracy. Either of them become the government at some point. We cannot but not speak about this matter. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Look for example, NARA. The government have put provision in place where for us to speed up the accept the pace of development, the government would have to bypass some people if they might drag them foot. And we hear the Vice note where Mario said they would have used strategy to delay the process of the government. Now, what they are trying to use now, and we need to know, when you ask me if me see any, but when I said that there are patterns of that, with the Integrity Commission, the person before me just mentioned it. Why would they go? They secretly employed, a forensic auditor to audit the finance of the Prime Minister. 30 million of taxpayer money. But remember, the FID have got the same capacity to do this work.
That's true.
Because they are operatives of the PNP in the Integrity Commission, they use these people because they're not in government, but so their operatives are there for the strategic reason that they want them for when they are called upon.
Oh.
And they are called upon to tarnish the reputation of politicians from their opponents. Let me ask you ever hear the commission argument them about any politician which on the PNP side reach anywhere to any extent, or it's been milk or dragged through?
No.
Any long process?
No, sir.
No. If then say them are going to charge somebody, charge them, then get one fine and we don't hear nothing about it again. But when it comes to the illicit six, we are here about from Wappy Kill Philip. And we can't see the illicit
You're here,
six.
hold on. You're here from Wappy Kill Philip. What about what up?
Yeah, from one time that we going to talk.
Oh, I see.
From long before Kojo and everybody.
Wappy.
So it means that from a very long time, we
Wappy
have
Kill
seen
Philip.
where all of this situation, with the here they talk about the illicit six, we haven't seen 6 politicians being charged since that illicit 6 till we reach illicit 8. We haven't seen 6 people charged. We have seen where they have made proposal, a recommendation, and to read it to be until panel is sit to scrutinize
Yes.
the process that's been used.
Yeah, you know, sir. Uh-huh.
So that means to say that these people. Go ahead.
No, man. I don't want to disrupt you too much, but I really wanted
to say something, so I have to.
Yeah, I wanted to make the point that the fact that the fact that the integrity commission, the fact that the court said that there is reason, the court said that there is reason to examine what was put before it by the integrity commission. In other words, sir, there are in the line as to how the integrity commission. Yeah, go ahead.
The process that was followed.
Right.
As to the process that was followed, the court have looked in their mind and said, no, look good. Make it go to a panel and below. And it's a
yes.
Panel of to be, the recommendation was made for because to the judge or the court mind the jurisdiction abides. So for cut out all bias and for justice, let's ventilate this thing in a one different way. And let the people and the public see that the court is a process that works. People don't like court, but me love it. You only if you use it, and you're gonna lose it. You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So listen to me now. Let's go back to the Daryl Vaz and show it. Remember, James Robertson. We attacked Daryl Vaz. If you remember, said James Robertson visa out.
Yes.
And a lot of the same reason why his visa was revoked are a part of the reason why his visa was revoked. Remember that we have an apology from the Deputy General Secretary about a part that he says on a political floor. So where would Dayton Campbell get those information? It would have had to be from inside of the PNP. And you ask the question, to show you the pattern again, neighbor. How would Tapia get the information? The dossier that was prepared, the file that was prepared and presented to the embassy, it would have had to be from our investigation body. So, if it is a lie, isn't it that some operative in the JCF is used by the PNP to prepare this dossier? Think about it. Because it's a lie. The former ambassador said that we need to look into these things the way it is and don't put it up. Call it out for what it is. I know. I can't say atomic already. I don't know. But let's look at the logics. How would it reach? It cannot be just prepared by the former administration in the PNP. It has to be orchestrated by them, by operatives that they've got, that they know they can puppet. Because they're on a paycheck. For a strategic reason when they are called upon. Think about it.
Uh-huh.
So, we can't just sit back and think, say, boy, I just want, it's a national disaster. Required for us to have a public inquiry.
You are supporting the call for a public.
Uh-huh. Why wouldn't it is something that would continue to have? Because why you think Bruce Golding called for the public? It's not just because PNP did not call for it as civil society. Bruce Golding want people to see that there was a principle that he was standing on, as the previous caller said.
Well,
and that is it.
Well,
people don't know.
It was politicized. in
But
the
we
end.
politicized
Yes.
the same public inquiry was politicized and make Bruce and it caused him his political career.
Well, yeah, it was politicized. They didn't play it
So
well either.
PNP would stop at nothing, neighbor. PNP would stop at nothing, neighbor, to bring down their opponent for political gain. And it is a very sad story, you know why, neighbor? Because the bright minds who've got ambition to serve with vision and wisdom and courage with understanding would not approach politics with this type of behavior, what they must say. Because they want to protect their reputation and they must say in politics in none.
Yes.
What it does,
That's all.
lighted the next generation of leaders in our country if we not start resolve this situation from now. Got to be dealt
Yes.
deal with.
How are we going to deal with it? How?
How?
Yes.
First, we need to have a public inquiry
Yes.
to draw the public attention. We have to do something to get the public attention to what. Listen, neighbor.
Fully agree.
In spite of years that's been leaked, we get broadcast about it, but we still see civil society where every time something happen until they get a result or some action taken, them come and them chat and they chide and them bring it to them until somebody is uneasy. Think about it.
I fully agree with you.
But we don't hear them talk nothing about this one. Only person that I said on the last program is JFJ. NIA no talk. Champ no say nothing. You understand? The church haven't said anything about it. And then now we've got Tapia been interviewed just yesterday. And we don't see it on TV, JCV, none of the newscasts at NNN broadcast it. And I said to your neighbor that the voice note that the PNP was leaked from the PNP, was leaked by a PNP. But then choose who them present it to, because they know if they give certain media house, they would not hear about it.
Yes, sir.
So they know, because they themselves know that PNP have got operatives in strategic position for when them call upon. So they wouldn't go to suck, but they not none of NNN because PNP tried to give the impression that NNN are no ratings in Jamaica. Nobody no listen to them.
That is not true though, you know, sir, because I have the all media, sir. Hold on.
I know this, but the reason why
yes,
is also a strategy of PNP to bring down the radio station.
Yes.
And try to bring up their character. Then go on political floor. And I say NNN, Jamaica Labour Party, NNN is an incubator for Labour Party.
Oh.
And then start talking about which journalists left there and gone join Labour Party. Then jump up on stage and say that.
Yes.
So the PNP who leaked the vice note and give it to the NNN knew that they couldn't give it to the other media houses. Because they would hear nothing about it.
Well, sir.
So PNP know their own strategy. So that is the reason why we are having what we are having, because PNP is a very divided party. But they are presenting themselves to the forefront as if they are united. PNP will not govern Jamaica for the foreseeable future, as our beautiful Currency Morrison says, that they need to work out a 35 plan to find out how to ever get back into the heart of Jamaican people. And I said it already and I will say it again. PNP keep shot themselves in their foot as they go along. JLP only need to have strong communication and effective people on the ground and effective communication so that they will be able to get the message across.
Yes.
And
well,
that them just need to govern with dignity and integrity as we have seen.
With a man like you, sir, they can't lose.
Well, me I do for my part. Me go up we have who do for them part, do for them part. I am here to let Jamaica know that the PNP pattern is to tear down Jamaica when them tear down the opponent. Because a lot of these people have true value. Daryl Vaz is a valuable person. And let me say this to you. It was a strategic move by the PNP when they target James Robert and Daryl Vaz. And this is the reason.
Tell me.
Those two are the biggest fundraiser in the Jamaica Labour Party.
Oh my God.
And if you can target the people, yes, at that time, anybody can tell me, I Labour right long time and I just know. And if you can target these people and bring them down, you prevent money from coming to the party because these people can't travel to go meet them cronies or them friends. Forget donors and sponsors into the party. Think about it. Think about it. So we are going to target them donors, the people who really fund the most. That's one of their strategy. And then we bring down their leader. If we can do that, we can find ourselves back into power. That is PNP's strategy, neighbor. Neighbor, I don't have to be the man who sit around them every day if you know them pattern. You know. I'm a person, you see. The type of program that I tune into, it helped me to realize how to ventilate a situation when it arises. And that's how I can ventilate the purpose of the PNP. Them whole purpose when them serve is to make sure that they are government, and when them are government, they do not then keep a poor, we say them a poor people government. And then we've got poor infrastructure, poor idea of our own ambition. How we not see nothing to live with spirit, we say there is hope. There is no hope in the PNP, neighbor.
My God, so you knock
They are
something
the
there.
worst set of people that could give you a vision or could sell you fresh fish. Don't trust them fish when they come and say fresh.
Oh my.
They've been fridge long time.
Rotten fish.
Because they've got, and that's the reason why the Bible says, you see, God work, we have this saying that says God work in a mysterious ways, His wonder to perform. God have got Jamaica on the top of His list. And I will say this neighbor, we not see. That's why so many things are revealed without even the labor right have put a finger. You hear what I say? What Tapia said yesterday is only more in detail. He have given us an heads up prior to when Daryl Vaz visa was reinstated. He has given us an heads up that the argument when it was fabricated, but he never divulged into much information as he did now. Some did already know. But only thing that people never did she say, you know, that this man has certain things in my roll back. But now why you think say he was sent back for? Because there are things that needs to be told. You see, after the whole apology with Dayton Campbell, remember, you know, Dayton Campbell, what he did, he unredact information out of the dossier for use on a political platform, neighbor, to try to tear down these people. Because there are certain things that he cannot explicitly say. He think that he was curtailed in what he says, so he couldn't be exposed. But the court threw him up, and he came out and he apologized based on some of the things that he says about these people. These are some of the arguments that was put in these dossier against these people to the Embassy of America to have them visa revoked. Remember that Roberts was the deputy leader of the party. The ambassador visa would have been revoked. You know, make sense. Passport. He couldn't travel as in one feel like. I remember now, if you can't travel to America, Interpol are going to have that information. If you go anywhere else and your name come up, they're going to have information on your panel system. Who don't know how the system works worldwide can be travel a lot. You understand, neighbor?
Yes.
So, if you're charged for drugs in one country and convicted, and you go anywhere in the world, Interpol know you're a drugs man. They might watch you when you go through the airport. You hear what I say? So, PNP is a wicked set of people when they try to bring down people repetition because people is so, oh God, can you imagine? Can you imagine you would do some person? Why you think say we have PNP leader them there in a position for so long? Because they are a master on the craft of deception, and then if you can bring new breed for grow them to be deceptive, we have to hold the position we get held to our
Yes.
That's why the party that we've got now, the risers, no make no sense. Because they are literally, it's like they don't know how to cover their weapon that they are trying to use against you when the time is needed. Then just be a face blunt and straightforward. You can see, so you know, so them people are the same. Them just show you the definition of what the PNP have always been. This PNP is a definition of what the PNP have always been. They are showing what they have been covering up all the time. It's not revealing in this present PNP, the risers. You understand? So in other words, wake up and say, rise to the occasion, look at yourself and say you're strong. No one can stop you. So PNP rise to the occasion thinking that they are strong and they are stopped.
Yeah.
Occasion that they are rising to.
Oh gosh.
The occasion that they are rising to is the occasion that they have always served.
Who sing that song there? Who sing that song there?
Which is to be manipulated.
Who sing the song there? Rise to the occasion. Who sing it?
Sister Kalanji.
Ah.
And he's one of us. So you can imagine. So listen, this party, this PNP party, this is only a remnant of what they have always been. You understand? Because this is what PNP have cut out for a long time. It's a suit made. Whenever time they're ready, them put it on and then come out dressed up thinking that they're looking good. But the piece of that cloth from that suit that was built by the PNP, it's I'm using an analogy. Just understand what I'm saying. It's that piece of cloth, the pieces that left back, and them now around the PNP.
Oh, cropsies.
Them never sweep up. This leader no sweep up and clean up the dirty PNP where we used to. Him a run with it. So it's now exposed because God wants to see Jamaica prosper. You have been time in your neighbor, and every day you're broken in your life, So why Jamaica be always broke?
Oh, yeah, say to me.
Look at it, no neighbor. Jamaica must have a time when we are grow, and this is the time for us to grow.
Yes.
That's why the PNP is now in the gutter. So God rise up king and set up kingdom. So he set one king for run this kingdom in the farm of Andrewness, and nobody can move him. No weapon will form against him and them friend where them conspire shall form against him. None.
Oh,
yes, it is. We
Said
have to think
no.
about the physical and the mental side of life, neighbor.
Uh-huh.
But there is a third dimension to life. There is a third dimension to life. If you only think about the mental and the physical, you know better than the hog, the goat, the ox, the elephant, the lion, and all the animals that exist. Because animals think like human and act like human. The only thing that makes us superior to animal, we've got a spiritual side. And if we can't see God is at work, we're blind.
yes. Oh, my God.
God at work. Andrew a prayer. The people that we see him on the road and tell him, say them a pray for him. Them a pray too.
Uh-huh.
And we need to keep him in our prayer and uplift the country. Remember, we have a prayerful anthem. Think about it.
Hold on there for me, sir. Hold on there for me. Hold on a little bit. Hold on a little bit there for me. Hold on a little bit. Let us play this, sir.
Make me tell them and them friends, no weapon that they are conspiring to form against me shall prosper.
My only concern I'm raising is this, that Anderson's track record is not one.
There you have it, sir.
Think about it. And we are seeing that this man is really, say that man is a man of God. Listen up. The Bible said without vision, people perish. The Bible said in the last days, God shall pour out his spirit on all flesh. Joel 2:28. Let me tell you the scripture, you can go fight it.
I see.
And young man shall have vision, and old man dream dreams. Listen to it, neighbor. The reason why Andrew Wallace have vision and Mark Golden and Uncle a dream is because he old and he young, full of vigor and vitality. So he have a vision to lead Jamaica.
What you saying to me?
Need to see it.
Uh-huh.
It's not political side.
Holding only a dream.
Neighbor.
Uh-huh. Good night, sir.
Neighbor. Him only a dream, neighbor.
Oh. Hold on a little bit. Hold on a little bit. Mark Golden only a dream. Oh boy. What a fascinating story this is.
Only a dream.
Uh-huh. Oh. Well.
You know, have the reason why the PNP are bankrupt for an idea. Because if you don't have no clear vision of where you want to go. Neighbor, when I was younger, I've always think about where I want to be when I'm certain age. Neighbor, before me reach the age, me achieve 80% of that, which by 40 me have to get there. When me at 35, me achieve it. Think about it, neighbor, because you've got clear vision of what you want to do.
Thank you.
If you don't have a clear vision, you will not achieve. And that is the reason why the PNP doesn't have great achievement in Jamaica, because they have never had a vision to take the country forward. They've only have vision and they've only got an idea to make them parties stay in a power. And I will say that again.
They only have dreams.
Never.
Yes.
The PNP never have a vision to make Jamaica move forward. They've only have an idea to make them parties stay in a power.
And that's all.
And that is profound. And you can put open and close quotation, speech mark, Maxi says so.
Wow.
And what I say is definitely what it is. You will live to see that, and I said the last time, neighbor, PNP keep shutting themselves in their foot. The Tapia situation, neighbor, is very disgusting.
Yes.
And it needs for a public inquiry, because other people will be treated that same way when PNP feel like, say, them are too much. They're too important.
Yes, sir.
When you're too important, PNP go off on it.
Yes.
When you not play the important role, are the front bencher. PNP no business with you,
Yes, sir.
But think about when you are the one that have the effect, that have the drive to move progress and prosperity, then target you. Neighbor, I have been a target of the PNP in my division.
What you saying to me?
You hear what I said? Yes, and they use the state against you to try to get them own way. Anybody will tell you, neighbor, when I come out and I do any video and put it out on the social media, police come and me out within 2 days.
What you saying to me?
Why? All right. So when me I tell you, say, them use the state against its operative, it is a fact. I am a testimony of that. The last time one superintendent come on me yard and me said to him, say, it is because I'm doing these videos. Why will you come on me yard and walk through the door? Because you come with one warrant. And it was neighbor, he come with one warrant. The name that was on the warrant before was crossed. My name put, the address that was there before cross out, and my address put, and the date that was there cross out, and the date where they come put. When I tell him to give me my roll it up, put it in pocket.
Whoa.
So nobody feel like the PNP will go to any extent. As long as you are important, PNP will come for you.
What you said to me? Hold on. What you said to me?
Yes, that's what them can.
Oh my
as long as you are important, they will come for you.
Oh boy, wow. You making
They
me?
came to me yard.
But you're making me, hold on, you're making me scared, sir.
August 17th. They came to my house on August 17th, 2025.
Is that a good thing?
First time in all my 47 years. You know what them come on me and say?
No.
Me a gunman. No, listen, neighbor, every police in my parish know me. Because I have the work that I do, every police station in the parish I've worked for me, not for the right reason, just for that, as a working man. And guess what? None of the police, them when me know, no come or when know me. As some police say they no come for you. So where them go do ya? So me no want you feel like say me gonna come and talk when me think. Me I'm gonna want to put my story out there because that's not important. But me I make you know say me not talk because me think I saw you go. Me I talk because I've experienced it. Me not come talk foolishness by your program in the neighbor because I don't think that you have got that platform for foolishness.
No, I don't. No, sir. Thank you.
So nobody feel like saying just come forget vote or try to gain popularity. Popularity for me is important.
Yeah.
Me not have much long for live.
Yeah, that is right. Hold on a little bit. Hold on a little bit. Let the man get a little time. Michael, go ahead.
Neighbor.
Yes, sir.
Everything that man talk is facts.
Facts?
I'm telling you. Everything that man talk is facts.
Yes.
Believe when me I tell you, man.
I
Everything what they talking about is facts.
Yes.
It's true. That is how PNP stay neighbor.
Are we
They
say to
are
me?
wicked.
They are wicked?
Yes. Yes, they're wicked.
Oh my God. I didn't know that,
PNP
sir.
wicked. They do everything for carry out. No, it's true. Me I tell you, me born in it too.
You're born in it, sir?
It's true.
In a-
Everything you first time hear that man talk and I sit down and listen to him.
You're born in a
I see
wickedness?
how when the St. Mary, when the man come, when they win Mr. Dan, and he come out and say the man come there and say he say no, you can't come take over the man thing.
Mr. Don?
You build it. That man.
Mr. Don?
True. Mr. Don. It's true.
Mr. Don.
Believe me, neighbor, everything that's on PNP stay. Hypocrite, they're a liar. They try everything for good. They don't want to see the country run good, neighbor. It's true.
Yes, sir. I hear you.
What we see them do? Look. We're going to share something, neighbor. Look what them do.
Yes.
One man. Look what them do, you know. They take them, the sick man in a Jamaica, and the man go mash up the people, them chop up the people, and the people come out and tell Jamaican people say, I people from America. When they say, I know when you check it out. Nobody from America don't come here. Them wicked neighbor don't laugh.
No, sir, I can't laugh. If I don't laugh, I'm mad. If I don't laugh.
Understand what you're saying, neighbor?
Yeah.
Everything that virgin talk, if you have a man, and when we take a second, come like more celebrate them soft, so them not.
Hold on, never write soft, sir. They never write them soft.
Yo, I serious thing with like them about them virgin talk. You have to defend it, virgin.
Wow.
You have to defend it. If you don't defend it, they will cover you. They will cover with them liar.
When you say the MP name something, Mr. Dan?
Mr. Don.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, sir. Big up yourself.
Hear like them tell.
I tell you, brother.
Hear like them tell. Hear like them tell, neighbor.
Oh,
I'm going to take a stack and we look on it, you know, neighbor.
Uh-huh.
We look on it, you know. You say if the PNP go up, every PNP them will not do the work like what this government doing.
Oh,
Jamaica
Jesus.
done better.
Papa Jesus.
It's true.
Then we. You said they we.
Yes.
Never hear that before.
They're weak for the people them.
Wow.
The people, they don't know people live in a slum.
Oh, God.
They don't want to see better at Jamaica. They don't want to see it.
You want people live in a slum, sir?
Oh, look at it, neighbor. Look at it.
But that couldn't be right,
Yes.
man. You sure about that, man?
I know it. Yes, for sure.
Uh-huh.
For sure, I'm telling you. No. That's what you see, man. Say, when me attack, you know, we don't come to spread propaganda, you know. We come to talk the truth. If I look at it, if PMP them did that do, for them feel happy. Remember, I say Andrew is not going to stay in it forever. And them get it so long.
Uh-huh.
And they never do. Where Andrew hold it, the man again. If they will not set up a Jamaica fixed hospital, do all that, bring in new one. They not do it. They want to see the look what they do other day. The bus, we get bus news, police station a bill up.
Yes.
Police a get good care. Them stay about vehicle and all of them things. Look what they do. They burn up the bus.
No. No, sir, but I don't know that them burn up the bus. I don't know that at all.
And them do it.
You think so?
Remember say, in an election, they come out, come talk, say bus them out. Bring soon and mash up, lick out the glass them.
But you think that them burn up the bus, sir? You think so?
Yes, and them do it.
Oh, God.
For them talking out of their mouth. They bust them and go burn up. I don't know, tell lie that they say.
No, sir.
How can you see? How can you see your country? How can you see your country develop? I don't want to see your country develop.
Oh, Jesus, help me your program, yeah. Do.
Look at it now again. Look at it now, neighbor.
Uh-huh.
Look at it now. When they go a foreign country, and when they go a foreign country, they have to go by order.
Yes.
And they have their own country. How can you go fight with your country? With your country. Jamaica, you're born and grown, you're born and when you go in a different man country, you have to go by order.
Yes.
Look.
Sorry, sir. Are you in St. Dan? Are you in St. Dan, sir? Are you in St. Dan?
Yes.
You are in St. Dan.
So,
Sorry?
me.
Are you in St.
If I'm in St. Dan?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, well, the spirit just tell me say you're there. Hold on, the spirit just tell me say you're there, St. Dan.
Right. Me listen to you all the while. You know,
Well, I have a spirit. I have a spirit, yeah.
Yes, I know that.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Enough time I listen and the way you talk to me about, I respect where you talk.
Yes.
How can you have your country and you put on your country? Remember, people are talking about people out here suffer. I suffer. Like say, at Jamaica alone, people are go. Jamaica, nobody at Jamaica now suffer.
Nobody, sir.
Nobody now suffer. If people are suffer, you want to suffer.
How will you say to me?
Yes.
Oh, what you saying to me, sir? You sure about that?
Nobody now suffer, neighbor. Jamaica now suffer. We have everything where we want. We have everything. You know, foreign, you can't go pick one coconut from a tree.
No.
You can't go pick 2 apples.
No,
you
sir.
Can't go cut a banana.
No,
you
sir.
Can't go cut cane.
No.
Everything in a foreign country, I travel. You have to pay. Nothing, you can't go cut a tree. If you have a dog in your yard and you lick your dog, you go to prison. You lock you. I'm see man a beat all dog. I lick down all
Well,
dog.
that is not good, right? That is not good, you know. It's animal abuse, so we don't want to encourage that. Yeah. But you know, sir, my neighbor. Yeah.
Neighbor.
Yes, sir.
I'm in England.
You're in it.
People left the house, left them house and left the bird, some bird there. And then go for the people's them.
For the bird?
And persecute them.
For the bird, sir?
For the bird, them should have left the bird.
Whatever bird. Whatever bird.
Some duck.
Duck.
Duck. Yeah.
Oh God, they prosecute them for ducks, sir. I tell you, wow, amazing stuff.
Yes.
You're a fascinating caller, you know.
All right, in England,
yes.
In England, they preach them out there, man. If you go, they go feed them. You feed them, give them food. Jamaica live in a paradise, neighbor.
What you say? Nobody now suffer. Nobody now suffer down here. Nobody now suffer down here, sir.
Nobody down in Jamaica now suffer. And them want to suffer.
Oh.
If people in my world suffer, nobody down in Jamaica can suffer. You have everything you want.
Oh.
If you want to be hungry, if you want hunger, you are hungry.
What you saying to me?
No, it's true.
Well.
Nobody not hungry. We have everything. Where we have foreign don't have it. We have everything where we want.
Not to mention the nice girls them here.
All right. Right now, when you check it out, neighbor, and you look. Right now, when you check it out, we never see this in our history. Everybody know want to come back to Jamaica.
Yes. I agree.
Everybody know want to come back to Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So every country that suffer. Right now, I'm going to tell you something. If you go a dance now, if you go a party right now, one bottle of Hennessy yourself you have $40,000.
Where part in Jamaica? Where hold on? Where part in Jamaica, sir?
Yeah, man. We are say.
How will you say to me?
Come on and buy a Hennessy for $40,000. And then talk me around it. Dance, man. No matter how much money dance, when you go a dance, man, floss.
They were floss.
Nobody at Jamaica now suffer. Never come like a joke, me. I don't know. Prize. Nobody at Jamaica now suffer. Anybody want Judea, Jamaica? I see people come from foreign and come here, and when they come here, they say, "Oh my God." When you're up there, you know, you hear a lot of people talking about Jamaica. Oh man, some of them that you remember say Jamaica, you know, they think of foreign them there. It's true. Now my friend come down from foreign and he said to me, oh, them said Jamaica. The Jamaica, he must say, look at the quality shoes we want to wear. one shoes a selfie half. Yo, Virgin, a cool. If you cool, I make us make a country build up, man.
True, sir.
Make a country build, man.
Yes.
Make a country build up, man.
Yes.
We want to see Jamaica nice, brethren.
Yes.
We want to see Jamaica nice, brethren.
Yes.
That means entire generation. Well, look, I'm going to say something to you again. Look, if you check it, I'm going to tell me something. I'm going to tell me, say, look, in a those time, how much year most prime minister in our country, what them was doing, what them was doing. And this year government come make people see light at Jamaica. And no bias.
Well, it's true.
Anybody don't see, they're blind.
Uh-huh.
Achoo!
Yeah.
You understand?
I understand you.
Leave the man, let the man work. Let the man work. Let the man do him work.
Yeah.
Let the man do him work. Let the man do him work. Make him do him work.
Yeah.
Remember one time when they might build a 3 million, when they might build a 3 million, they go the trench them, take out the all junk them. I remember one time when you go a 3 million out, they used to flood, pure water. And when you take a stock right now, when you go a 3 million, no water, no there again.
True.
And when the man me see PMP, them a walk. When the man me see PMP, them a walk, I say, man, I make up too much dust in my place. When we look, we take out the all iron them. All iron them in I feel much ears. Down there, I cast it, you flood me out again, that's all. He sing a Bushman come sing about it.
When Bushman sing, say?
No. Song when so there.
What song say?
You understand?
Oh, Bushman song.
Understand?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Why? Anyway, so nice.
Well, no, the person come from foreign.
Yes.
The person come from foreign and me care about. They say, my God, a foreign this man, a highway up in the, I will put it there. A Angie Oldness do it. A him do it. Right now you're going to town and when you go to town, as you left out, you come like a foreigner, go foreigner alone, you see them the high place there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. True, sir.
Bridge I put up. Everything I put up. Hospital. Look on the hospital when we see a bill a Spanish town. Me see some building when me used to go to Green Island and me go there, me go to Green Island now, me think of foreign me there.
Yeah.
Yeah? Road are open up. Look, the first in our history that happened, look how long Santa Mass did there. And things before we, but and right there. That's what we see. Morgan Eugene take off him hat. And Anna. Yeah? Come on.
Yeah.
You want to tell me say Jamaica now go on to Jamaica? So what they was doing? What them was doing? Why they never did do it? Why they never did do it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Well, I have to thank you here, sir.
Why they never did do it?
I have to thank you. Michael.
Yes, boss, you have to talk the truth. You have to talk the truth.
You have to come back. You hear?
You have to talk the truth. Yes, you have to talk the truth. And I know labor right now on PMP at Jamaica, we say.
Yeah, man.
We want to see Jamaica. And we want to see people can come and feel proud and feel nice and
Yes.
relax themselves.
Yes.
And no say, at Jamaica, we say.
Big up,
Please.
sir. Thank you.
Please, big up yourself. And that is my argument. Big up yourself, my boss.
What a wonderful man you
And
are,
that
sir.
man will sit down while everything when he says. Yes, tears come.
Huh?
Yes, tears come on my eye.
For what?
You
Well,
can't
hold
do it
on.
like that. You can't do it like that.
Why you crying, sir?
Yeah.
Why you crying?
No, because the way me see them treat the man. Them treat him bad. He a black man. They do him bad. They do him bad. And you couldn't go in our next country go do that. No.
Oh my
But
God.
to them here, a man, company for that thing, and say, Andrew Wallace, go this a turn it underneath your mother.
Oh God, sir. Oh.
Yo, You know, say black people did crucify God. Yeah, man. Oh, you do that. Oh, you do that.
Oh, God, sir.
Oh, you do that.
Oh.
Yeah. God bless that man. God bless him. God bless him. Tell you, God bless that man.
My final thought for your program for the night.
Hold on.
God bless up and big up yourself.
Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you, sir.
Yes, my boss.
Thank you.
Yes, my boss, and respect. You understand? Just make we just go on.
That song should be your song when you close the program every night.
Yes, sir.
I think it's a pro. You feel proud when you listen to that song as a Jamaican.
Yes.
It gives you the three P's. It makes you feel the three P's. And they are prayerful, peaceful, and patriotic.
Yes.
That song outlined as Jamaican. We should be patriotic Jamaican. We should be peaceful, and we should be prayerful. Let us help to elevate and uplift each other.
Yes.
As we go along. And that's what this leader is doing. And that's why I share that same sentiments. The sentiments that I share is the sentiments that I see my leader display. He's a man of sound character, in spite of what they're trying to do to bring him down. He's a man that holds his ground. He showed true leadership. He's a statesman. Not chaka. And that is the reason why, so that we can be a more developed people and come out of developing. I think that's, and on the other foot, Prime Minister is uplifting Jamaica. We've got the other side tearing down Jamaica, tearing down people character, just to try to ascend into power. And when they get power, they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
They don't know how to grow Jamaica. They don't know how to move Jamaica from poverty to prosperity. They keep telling us that we are poor for us to feel sorry for ourselves. We have got no ambition if you think so you're poor every day. You understand? Let us move out of a pit that we have find ourselves in because we have been placed there by the PNP. And let us rise to the occasion and live in a palace, which is beautiful Jamaica, where everywhere developed. You understand, neighbor? St. Thomas Urban Center, Bembrook Urban Center, St. Mary Urban Center, and see them have a new development at Guana Center. So the Prime Minister go right down the line. And everything that he have said it over the last 6 years. And we are to see it. Make we work with him. Yeah. Make we live with him. Make we stay with him till we tired of him. And him retired, a PNP retired, because they have been a demise in the lives of Jamaican, and they have been a thorn and a thistle in the progress that we should be making as a country. The PNP is a deprivation. The PNP is a degradation. The PNP decrease the mental capacity of the intellect in Jamaica because they themselves don't know how to think out of the box most of the time, neighbor.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to leave it there. You hear? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Happy,
have a good night.
happy,
Blessings to your listener.
happy independence.
Thank you, my boss.
Yeah. Well, YouTube, thank you so much for tuning into the program tonight. Thank you for all of your support, all of your gifts, and for hanging out with us since 7 o'clock. Happy Independence tomorrow. Take good care of yourselves. You hear? Thank you so much. Like and share, and please support the program. We need your support. We need your sponsorship. Our Zelle account is going across your screen, and our Cash App. You can support us. You can, no matter how small it is. It does help us with the work we do. You hear? Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you tomorrow. All right? Bye-bye. Take care. Happy Independence. YouTube. Bye-bye.